Hi friend, today I am showing how to draw the diagram of fetal circulation. In the womb, fetus completely depends upon the mother for its nutrition, but it is achieved through the placenta which was attached to the uterus. So, to bypass the pulmonary circuit in the fetus, the lungs doesn't work in the fetus. So, for the bypassing of the pulmonary circuit, it attains this fetal circulation. Now we'll see the fetal circulation. This is the heart, superior vena cava with its internal jugular vein, right and left brachiocephalic veins combine together to form the superior vena cava. That is the pulmonary trunk. This is the aorta, descending thoracic aorta, which divides into two common iliac, external iliac and internal iliac. Inside branches are internal iliac, outside are external iliac. So these are the branches of arch of aorta, right brachiocephalic trunk, which divides into again right common carotid and right subclavian. Upward branch is the right common carotid and lateral side is right subclavian. This is the left common carotid and this is the left subclavian branch. This is the right line and this is the left line. So first oxygenated blood comes from the umbilical cord. The oxygenated blood coming from the umbilical vein. Which contains oxygenated blood. In the liver, this is the portal vein. This umbilical vein joins in the liver to form the ductus venosus. It joins with the portal vein to form the ductus venosus, and it joins with the inferior vena cava. Through the inferior vena cava, it drains into the right atrium. These are the umbilical arteries. The blood from this internal iliac arteries, they drain into the umbilical arteries. Here that is the exception. Arteries will carry the deoxygenated blood, whereas the veins will carry the oxygenated blood. Meanwhile, we'll see the fetal circulation. First, the oxygenated blood coming from the umbilical vein comes towards the liver. It joins with the inferior vena cava. At that point, it is known as the ductus venosus. Along with the inferior vena cava, it drains into the right atrium. After entering into the right atrium, through foramen ovale, it passes into the left atrium. From the left atrium, this oxygenated blood goes to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood will enter into the ascending aorta, arch of aorta. So pure, complete oxygenated blood will enter into the ascending aorta, arch of aorta. So at the arch of aorta, there are branches, all you know that. Right brachiocephalic, left common carotid and left subclavian vein. So this the blood in these vessels, it is an oxygenated blood. They will supply to the brain, head and neck and upper limbs. So for the head and neck and upper limbs, it supplies the complete oxygenated blood. After that, see here, after that the blood from the vein, if we see the venous drainage, deoxygenated blood from the upper limbs, lower limbs and head and neck, they completely enters into the right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava. I am drawing this right atrium. So this right atrium and right ventricle completely filled with the deoxygenated blood. So hence through the superior vena cava, the blood will enter into the right atrium. So superior and inferior vena cava. So the blood, after entering the blood, from the right atrium, it passes to the right ventricle. So from the right ventricle, the blood will enter through the pulmonary trunk. Here, as you all know that lungs are not working here in the fetus. the blood should be bypassed from the lungs. So this pulmonary trunk, its left end, its left end, it's attached to the arch of aorta. So from here, through the pulmonary trunk, the deoxygenated blood will enter into the arch of aorta. After giving the branches from the arch of aorta, at that point, this pulmonary trunk has a ductus arteriosus. That part is known as a ductus arteriosus. It attaches to that arch of aorta. From that part, the blood will get mixed, oxygenated and deoxygenated. So that mixed blood will descend downwards through the descending thoracic aorta, and it divides into the common and it divides into the two common iliac arteries. These two common iliac arteries, again right and left, they'll divide into external and internal iliac arteries. From the internal iliac arteries, the blood will drains into the umbilical arteries. This is how the blood, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the mother through umbilical arteries. This is the fetal circulation. So now I am coloring these parts. See here, it is at this part the blood will get mixed. See here, if you see from the first, this is the umbilical artery. It reaches to the liver. Umbilical vein. It reaches to the liver and joins with the portal vein. That part is known as the ductus venosus. And then it passes towards through the inferior vena cava, drains into the right atrium, and it enters into the left atrium, left ventricle, arch of aorta. There it gets mixed. There it gets mixed with the pulmonary trunk. That part is known as the ductus arteriosus. After joining the ductus arteriosus, the blood will get mixed. So the total trunk and lower limbs are supplied by the mixed blood only. See here, these are the branches coming from the internal iliac. Those are nothing but umbilical arteries. So after birth, at the time of birth, all these some structures, they will regress, and they leave some remnants. Those are nothing but, if you see that this umbilical artery here at the liver, we will see the ductus venosus. Its remnant is ligamentum venosa. Here pulmonary trunk, it joins with the left end of the arch of aorta. It leaves its remnant as ductus ligamentum arteriosum. Ductus arteriosus as ligamentum arteriosum. And then foramen ovale, usually there is a closure of foramen ovale, and immediately after birth, lungs will work. Foramen ovale, closure of foramen ovale we'll see, and there is a ligamentum venosum and ligamentum arteriosum. Arteriosum is nothing but ductus arteriosus. Now I am coloring the ductus arteriosus. Ligamentum venosum we'll see in the liver. It is a remnant of ductus venosus. These are the pulmonary veins which are coming from the pulmonary trunk. And the branches are coming from the internal iliac arteries at the lower end. Those are nothing but umbilical arteries. We'll see the remnants as a medial umbilical ligaments. Medial umbilical ligaments. So totally we'll see the 5 changes. First one is lungs will work properly, and then this at the liver we'll see the ductus venosus as ligamentum venosum, ductus arteriosus as a ligamentum arteriosum, and there is a closure of foramen ovale, and this medial umbilical ligaments, they are nothing but a remnants of this one, umbilical arteries. Whereas umbilical vein remnant is nothing but a ligamentum teres. Ligamentum teres is the remnant of umbilical vein. Umbilical vein remnant as ligamentum teres, whereas umbilical arteries remnants as medial umbilical ligaments. See here, this subclavian vessels, they'll supply to the upper limb. Whereas a carotid, they'll go to the head and neck. Descending thoracic aorta having the mixed blood. These are the umbilical arteries. This is the umbilical vein. This red colored one is the umbilical vein, which leaves its remnant as ligamentum teres. Umbilical arteries as medial umbilical ligaments.